1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Alex, and this is the 30-day challenge post interview with
Nicole Cruz.
So, to explain, pretty much we did 30 days of action. And for me, personally, what I did was I did 30 characters for 30 days.
And for me, I took an action every day for 30 days towards building a consulting business.
Ta-da!
Yay!
Why don't you just go ahead and give, like, the backstory?
So, we were chatting late at night. We have problems with accountability and follow through. And so I suggested to him, well, why don't you create external pressure by announcing to people that you're going to do some sort of challenge, like a 30-day challenge. Mm-hmm. And then that way, there'll be people expecting something from you every day.
Yeah. And
then he said, why don't you do the same thing? So in solidarity and support, I agreed to it. But it was helpful.
Yes, out of solidarity and support for not only me,
but for me.
And so for me, it was the idea of also getting over my fear of putting myself out there. Because I've always wanted, I've always thought, man, I want to create videos, content, etc., but they got to be good, and I'm always worried about the quality of it all, but really it's more about doing it. And so that's probably my biggest takeaway. For you,
For me.
Yeah, what were your thoughts initially after going into that first day?
The problem for me is I fall into overanalysis and analysis paralysis. So then I don't end up doing anything. So my 30-day challenge was to take some sort of action every day towards my goal of starting a consulting business.
And what kind of consulting business was this?
So when I started, I didn't know.
Much like every other business, kind of.
Consult. I have experience. I have an MBA. So now the business is consulting for mission-driven organizations and helping them with operational strategy, process improvement, and basically using as little resources as possible to make the most impact as possible.
Does it have a name? Would you please state for the camera your name and your business?
Nicole Cruz. Nicole Cruz Consulting.
Thank you.
I was really motivated. I planned out my 30 days, what I was going to do. Around day 2 or 3, I was like, oh, this shit is hard. But knowing that I had someone holding me accountable who was also kind of doing the same thing, was helpful to kind of push through those moments of self-doubt or what am I doing? Is this actually going to work? And
you had a term for that, right? For keeping your friends or even your pals accountable. What was that?
Accountant pals?
You heard it here first. For me, I kind of went more along the winging it kind of deal, because I guess in doing improv and comedy, I guess I don't want it to be so set up where it's like a script to follow. It was just kind of like that. Once the idea came, it's like, oh, I got to do something, but then you realize through going through the process that it's like, man, this takes a lot longer than it should. I'm like, I should probably plan a little bit at least.
Some of those videos took you, hours to do?
Some of them did.
Yeah.
Eventually, we cut down time.
Yeah.
As in me, myself, and I, but
that's where the doing and the practice comes in, right?
True. So the doing and the practice, was that different for you as you were, midway through?
It started getting easier. I kind of shut off that overanalysis part of my brain and just committed to taking on a task. And sometimes I would do more than one, maybe 2 or 3 tasks in a day, and it helped me feel accomplished and that I was actually moving forward.
Well, I guess in the normal rat race of life and corporate jobs, etc., you have your set schedule, and it's the idea of the 9 to 5, and essentially you have work that's already set there for you to be done versus creating it for yourself.
Someone's holding you accountable. You have to report into someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not quite your account
Pal?
Yeah, here the second here. It's interesting because you're in charge. You're your own boss.
If you don't do something, you're not going to meet your goals for your own personal self. And you don't have a team of people to bounce ideas off of. Yeah. Like you would in a regular job. And so it's just you motivating yourself and pushing yourself and deciding what course of action is the best.
After getting in the swing of things, what specific things that you could say really, came about or you learned about yourself or improved?
I definitely did things that I would not have normally done if it wasn't for this challenge. Like one night I just reached out to a bunch of small businesses in the San Diego area and was really just like, hey, I want to learn from you. I'm starting this thing. Would you be open to talking with me? And that's not something I would have done, or it would have taken me like months to get to that point. Right. When I was like, all right, well, I got to do something today. It was done and I learned a lot, and now I have connections from people that I would not have normally made connections with. How about you?
There we go. I get one.
So after going through this, kind of what are your, once you got into the swing of things, kind of what helped you propel you along, or is there something surprising that you learned?
Once getting in the swing of things, I think it was, again, learning about the process. So in creating a character, I mean, you could write for days, or you can write a certain amount and then improv from there. Then you also with, setting up my camera, whatever. I always wanted it to be different. I don't want to just have it straight in front of me and then just me talking. So it's like, moving on the fly, where I guess I was kind of like forcing myself to try different angles, different lighting, different voices, and then just different content. I don't know. I don't like the same thing all the time. That's just personally who I am. I guess the best thing I learned was about just doing it and then just improving your process, and then it's kind of like working with your own quirks, because I think you're kind of sometimes your own worst enemy, and what holds you back is really just your thoughts in your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So how did that feel, pushing the publish button or whatever it is on YouTube?
It got me used to being more embarrassed of myself. Shame, it's a relative term. Well, I'm glad I didn't tell anyone yet, but I will eventually.
You need to share it with the world.
So, the next 30-day challenge. For me, I think it would be having to tell, I guess, the simple Facebook network you have and saying, hey guys, here's my stuff. I'm going to be doing it now. And so it's like you're becoming more public about it.
Which was part of the goal for him too, because he was having difficulty just putting stuff out, content out, that would be out there available in perpetuity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The idea of if I imagine going into an interview after this for some regular job, and all of a sudden they see, you said something about being a gangster and grenades and.
Were you riding a broom?
Are you a hobby horser? Anyway, let's move on. I felt embarrassed every time. Just about.
That's good. That's honest.
It was honest, but it's like. Well, I'm glad I had this account-a-pal that would pretty much make sure I had this, this support, but also, the video done each day. And eventually it's kind of like, you get used to shame.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's like?
I don't know about shame. You get used to the fear.
As we were going toward the end, did you have any thoughts on the whole process?
I didn't publicize this as my goal in doing the 30-day challenge, but I wanted to sign a client by the end of the 30 days.
Okay, yeah.
And I ended up reaching that goal on like day 18. I was like, oh, yeah, this does work. I was really glad I went through it. Approaching the end, I was like, I kind of want to keep doing this, because I proved to myself that action does produce results. Yeah. And so now I just want to keep riding the momentum and keep building my business. How about you? How did you feel winding down? You're like, oh yes, I don't have to create another character.
Yeah, finishing, it was like, oh great, the momentum, the idea of getting in this motion of creating, it made me only want to create more. And so, I mean, that's why I kind of look forward to what's after this 30-day challenge. I think that accountability and that promise to your friend and yourself is what makes it really a challenge. Because it's kind of like it's so easy to, I guess, just let things go.
Yeah.
And when you have a friend that's not okay with that, or that's actually encouraging, you know.
Yeah.
There
It's
you go.
not
That's
like I
better.
would scold you or anything,
Right,
but
right.
I would know, and I would bring it up.
Mama gonna know. I think I was happy to have a body of work and then just go from there. I guess with art in general, and then the creative industry.
Character number 31. Bonus character.
You know, I'm not gonna be ashamed anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be embarrassed.
Why was it difficult for you to share with others?
I think it's maybe because I feel like my friends or, acquaintances know me as a certain person.
Okay.
And then once I show this other side, I don't know why that's weird for me. Yet,
No, I totally get it. Because to be honest, I haven't publicized really my consulting business widely to my network. I posted on my Instagram, so our friends who follow my Instagram know. But, I have a whole network of my MBA alumni and other professionals that I've worked with that I could totally tap into, but it's the telling of them that's...
You know what I think it is? Right, so
difficult.
that telling, I think that's I feel like that is the official commitment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Instead of just this.
Yeah, I know, it's okay.
It's everyone.
Yeah, I mean, if she screws up or whatever, it's like, okay, whatever, it's cool, just do our own thing. But then I think when you see or you realize other people recognize what's going on with you, yeah, that's like a tough thing to swallow. But it shouldn't be though. So if I were to create a video, and then after working at a place for 3 years, and they know me as just oh cool, he creates cool drawings and websites and stuff like that, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, how's it going, guys? I want to put on these gloves so I can make magical potions. It's like, this dude's weird.
But hey, it's part of the process, right?
And I think the bigger guiding light is when you have that bigger goal. I've always wanted it. I'm going to do what it takes.
Yeah.
And if it costs me my own dignity, maybe I'll scale back a bit. But yeah, it's really just going for it and going for what you love. And I think there's a lot of belief in that whole passion.
Yeah, I think it is a brave thing to not just put the end result out there, but to put the process out there.
Ooh.
Because I think a lot of the successful people that we look up to, sometimes we don't see the struggles that they had, or the self-doubt that they had, or all of that.
But I think hearing the in-between, putting that out there, your vulnerability, so to speak.
Yeah.
So what is it about that, I guess, vulnerability for you in making that public? What is it about that, is I guess most difficult?
It's difficult because you just want to be perceived as a really competent, successful, person who's got, her shit together.
Right, exactly.
But putting your vulnerabilities out there, it's like, oh, what are they going to say? Are they going to judge me? Are they going to think I'm not qualified? But I actually found, the feedback that I've gotten from the 30-day challenge is that people are resonating with that vulnerable, uncertain part and journey because they're going through it too.
That's interesting, because I don't want to do that.
What is your ultimate goal with all of this?
So here's my story, right? Ready for it?
Give it to me.
3 years at an institution I worked so hard for, but barely. They appreciated me in only such few words. I could not bear it any longer working for the man. And it wasn't until I quit.
What? What was your story?
Basically, I quit the job to pursue entertainment. And for me, that would just be being in front of the camera and making a living. And hey, if you can go for what you love, I think that's the best feeling in the world. So going from there, how would you recommend to somebody else that also wants to start their own business or even consulting?
So I would take stock of your skills and your passions first, and then kind of identify the community or communities you want to serve. I really look at consulting or entrepreneurship as in service to others. So for me, I wanted to help small to medium-sized organizations. To you, it might be, I don't know, a totally different audience.
Yeah.
But once you've identified that, then reach out to them, talk to them, listen to them, understand what their pain points are.
What if we did that for me right now?
Okay.
Enter scene.
So Alex, what are you dealing with right now? What is your pain point?
Well, right now, nothing hurts.
So no pain.
Nope. End scene.
That'll be $500.
Oh God, please.
What would you tell someone who's struggling with taking action towards a goal that they want to achieve?
Yeah. So I am a big fan of experience versus, say, learned knowledge. You know?
Okay.
Pretty much, is it die by fire? Is that what they say?
Trial by fire.
Whatever. Hey, 50 Cent says live or die trying. You know what I'm saying? So you do it and just get over it. I guess because with my upbringing, it's kind of like you're just thrown into the position of having to sink or swim almost.
Okay.
And just thinking from that influence, it's like my parents didn't come here like saying,
I really hope my son becomes a comedian.
So yeah, for me, it's just do it. I mean, if you listen to a lot of motivators, public speakers out there, experience is always more valuable. I mean, so here's my small analogy. I like cars, race car driving.
Okay.
You're not gonna learn how to adjust the car, its suspension, its engine, its aerodynamics without actually driving it and doing it. And that's where you get the feedback.
Yeah.
It's a living thing, the feedback with all your work. Cool. Can we try that one more time?
Gotta go, man.
Okay.
I gotta go get a client.
All right, this has been the post 30-day challenge digest. On three, ready? 1, 2, 3.
No.
1, 2, 3.
My name is Nicole, and I sound like this.
Wow, Nicole, I can't believe you sound like